Welcome in, my good people. Hi, hello, how are you? Today, I am just doing a random of a lot of topics. It's just going to be a random day of topics. I've seen a lot of things over the last 5 days. I've been uploading consistently, just haven't been entertaining vocally. That's all. That's it. That's all. Okay, so listen, I saw over the week, there has been a lot of shenanigans going on. I mean, from Drake and Adin Ross being sued again to I don't know what this infatuation is that Adin Ross has with Doshi. I heard about Will Smith. I watched the interview that his ex best friend Bilal did with Tasha K. OMG. OMG. And he dropped names. I'm talking about real names. Well, I'll get into it in a minute. But anyway, it's a few things that I want to talk about. And then I want to give you guys an update on where I'm at with, my invention. So it's just so weird me saying that. But yeah, I am an inventor. But yeah, so I'll give you guys an update on where we at with that. But anyway, let me get through these topics because it was so many different things that I saw that I said, oh my God, I gotta say this and come and talk to my people about it. All right, so let's first start off with Aiden and Drake, right? So y'all know that Drake and Adin Ross are fighting a new legal battle, right? Tied to their promotion of that online gambling site. I personally always felt that if a celebrity is pushing something to you, they're benefiting from it and they're not paying any money for it. Okay. So for Drake and Adin Ross to be pushing out this whole gambling website, I mean, common sense. They getting it's free for them. Come on now. It's free and it's probably rigged so that they always win because why would I want to sign up for something and let's say Beyonce is pitching it and she's always losing at Harris? Why would I want to sign up for the Harris casino site if the person pushing it ain't doing nothing? But anyway, so a federal class action lawsuit that was filed December 31st, 2025, and the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia accuses Drake, Adin Ross, Stake USA, which is the gambling site, and co-defendant George Wynn of promoting an illegal gambling operation. Now, the complaint alleges the platform was also used to hide how money was routed to artificially inflate play counts of his music across major platforms. Oh, wow. Now that's something else. Now, the plaintiffs, described as U.S. based stake, users, claim promotions encouraged them to participate in unlawful gambling. The lawsuit seeks at least 5 million in damages and asks the courts to stop Stake Us from continuing to prey upon consumers and to impose civil penalties on our defendants to defer future misconduct. Sorry. Now, the plaintiffs allege that by masking its real money gambling platform as a free and safe social casino, the defendants created a predatory gambling environment. The lawsuit also claims that Stake Us or Stake US internal tipping and transfer features effectively obstruct the identities of counterpartners, making it difficult to track how much money moves through the site. This is not the first legal challenge for Drake and Ross related to Stake Us. Similar lawsuits were filed in Missouri and in New Mexico. Oh my goodness. Now let's see about this commercial. Hold on.
Gotta start 100,000. Chat, let's see full screen in chat. I love the energy.
Full screen.
Honey,
Full screen in chat.
come on, bro.
You can smack, yo.
Oh my God,
You're
you're
lit right now.
Bro.
You touch it.
You know.
I know.
All right, come on.
Back on kick.
Yep.
Teed. Soccer leagues. Combat leagues.
Me and you gotta do something.
I'm ready.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. You said sleepover, which is weird.
What's wrong with that?
You know what? I don't want to hear any more of that. Because it's just something about these grown men always want to have sleepovers. Just get you a boyfriend. Why don't you? Anyway, so they're being sued because I guess people just felt that this was supposed to be more of a fake money, not necessarily real money. I'm just not understanding. It's gambling. And with gambling, people lose. Don't gamble if you cannot lose it. I don't gamble. You know why I don't gamble? because I don't have the money to lose. I can lose a lot of things in life, but money, I don't have the time for. And yeah, so I mean, if y'all think y'all got a lawsuit, then y'all might want to reach out if y'all been doing the thing with Stake Us or Stake US, however they want to say this, child. I just don't gamble. I just don't believe in it. I just feel like, hey, I'd rather just get a money to somebody. Like instead of gambling away 500, I'd rather just, I don't know, go buy myself something. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so Aiden Ross, of course. Wait, before I go on to this next topic, I want to make sure that I'm time checking all this here because at the end of the day got in. All right. So now let's see who else is out here on the chopping block of life, lies, and lust. I don't know. I'm just saying life, lies, and lust, child. Okay, so I'm just looking at a little chart of the folks that I have, and I just want to see who do I want to talk about. I'm not interested in Deion Sanders and Carucci. That's just a housemaid. I don't really care. Oh, now, did y'all hear about Q from Day 26? Now, mm, mm, mm. Now, Day 26 Q shares disturbing allegations involving Diddy's inner circle. This is just a gift that keeps on giving, and it's not a gift. I don't know why we say it's a gift that keeps on giving. What's another way that we could phrase that? Because this isn't a gift, but somebody come up with it. Hit me in the chat, tell me. Anyway, now, former Day 26 member Q Mosley, known to fans as Q, his name is Cornell Mosley, so we're going to call him Q, has come forward with an explosive and deeply troubling story involving someone he says was connected to Sean Combs. Now, in a recent interview, Q claimed that years ago during Fashion Week, he was assaulted by a stylist who worked closely with Diddy. Q did not name the individual. According to Q, the stylist gave him absinthe, which he described as a date rape drug. It is important to note that absinthe is legally classified as a strong alcoholic beverage, not a date rape drug, though it can intensify effects when mixed with other substances. Now, just a side note, I've tried absinthe before. Cause y'all ever seen that movie, The Moulin Rouge? Moulin Rouge? Yeah, it's a little like theater type movie. I loved it. Oh my god, I loved Moulin Rouge. Okay, but in the movie, there's a scene where they have absentee, and it's like set back in the oh my god, I haven't seen it in a while, but it was like set back in like the performative times, like the um. I'm trying to think, but this was like back in a day where like theater was a thing. Like theater's a thing now, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, but yeah, absentine, and it's supposed to have like the little fairy that comes with it. I've had absentine a few times. Actually, I ain't never seen the damn fairy. I tried. Now Q says he had also smoked some marijuana that night, and later he blacked out. He claims he woke up in bed with the stylist who was allegedly touching him without his consent. Q described the experience as extremely painful and traumatic. These are Q's allegations and have not been independently verified. Now, Q says that the next day he went to Don Richard to tell her what he believed had happened to him. And according to Q, Don did not view the situation as assault and instead believed the encounter was consensual. Q claims they later confronted the stylist who denied any wrongdoing and maintained that everything was consensual. Q says Don believed the stylist and not him. He alleges that the situation ultimately led to the end of their relationship. Um, who reportedly, concluded that Don did reportedly say that Q was gay and shared the narrative with others in the industry. Now, Q says this caused, lasting damage to his reputation and his career, which I would believe. As of now, there is no public record of criminal charges related to Q's claims, and the stylist he refers to has never been publicly identified or responded. Now, Diddy has not commented on Q's story, and no legal action has been announced in the connection with the allegations. Now, Q's account is resurfacing at a time when increased scrutiny has been placed on powerful figures in their inner circles in the entertainment industry. His story adds to a broader conversation about power dynamics, consensus, and the difficulty male victims they face when it's time for them to come forward. And I was telling y'all that whole thing with the Tyler Perry situation. You get what I'm saying? You are putting it's these powerful figures in their inner circles that's keeping these secrets, right? And then you got this one person that's telling the truth, but you got nine people saying, "You're crazy, you're crazy." You get what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. How it's that makes it very hard for the people to come forward. Now, these are allegations shared by Q based on his personal account. No court has ruled on these claims, and all individuals involved are presumed innocent until, proven guilty, right? Now, still, the emotional weight of Q's story has, sparked intense discussion online, particularly about how male victims are treated and believed in the music industry. Now, I'm gonna keep watching this to see if anything else come out, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. These people, they go after folks that need, need. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't know, I've just gained a different respect for one-hit wonders. I have. It seems as though the one-hit wonders were the ones who refused to get down with the get down, and they were like, "You know what? I had my hit. I'm good. I don't want a Beyoncé career. I don't want a Michael Jackson career. I don't want a Whitney Houston career. You know what? Because 2 out of 3 of them are dead. Okay? Mm, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Mm, alright. Now let's see who else we wants to talk about real quick. Cause child, some people don't be happy until they just end up alone, and then they be like, "Oh, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. Whatever." So, I know y'all heard about Wiz Khalifa going to jail. Did we talk about that? Did we? I don't know if we talked about that or not. But anyway, just real quick, Wiz Khalifa was sentenced to 9 months in prison in Romania following a drug possession conviction tied to a music festival appearance that he did last year. Okay, so now the 38-year-old artist, whose real name is Cameron Thomas, received a sentence on December the 18th for more than 1 year after Romanian authorities accused him of possession of cannabis after performing at the beach, right? It was called the Please Festival, okay, in July 2024. Now, the ruling came after prosecutors successfully appealed an earlier petition. I guess he had put in to try to get it revoked or whatever, but nope. The Khalifa was found guilty of possession of dangerous drugs for personal use without authorization. A lower court initially fined him roughly $830 in April, but prosecutors argued the punishment was too lenient and sought for a harsher, sentence. I bet if he would have been white, they wouldn't have been doing all that. Now the case stems from allegations that Wiz had more than 18 grams of cannabis and consumed some while he was on stage. Now at the time, Romania's organized criminal prosecutor says he was found with the substance and smoked a handmade cigarette during the show. So he was on stage smoking a little white boy. Now he was charged, but they didn't take him into custody. Shortly after the incident, Khalifa addressed the situation publicly, quoting, "Last night's show was amazing. I didn't mean any disrespect to the country of Romania by lighting up on stage," end quote. He wrote on his ex. "They were very respectful and they let me go." So he basically admitted that he did it, right? Okay. Now Khalifa and his girlfriend welcomed their first child together that same month. And Khalifa is also father to, he has a son, Sebastian. yeah, Sebastian with his ex-wife. Y'all remember Amber Rose? I didn't know Wiz Khalifa had a baby with the new girlfriend. All these men be fast, don't they? Cause remember when Amber just couldn't let him go? Like I think Amber low key is still holding on to the idea that her and Wiz could get back together. That ain't gonna happen. That girl solidified it with I think a lot of women think that just because I have a baby, that is that why Quiet is trying to hurry up and have a baby with King? So she want to solidify that the relationship is good, even though the man is saying that it's not good. Because based off of the interviews that he is doing on TV with her, he doesn't seem excited. She seems like the one that's pushing it. He seems like he's telling her, we need to get to know each other better. We don't know how we handle situations. We just got out of this. We just getting into that. We going from this to that. We're not even giving our relationship time to breathe. Now you know that's crazy when the man gotta start telling you like, child, calm down, slow down, hurry up. Wait. We ain't in no rush. Slow down, slow down. She crazy. But needless to say, y'all know what happened. We gonna see. We gonna look. She just trying to secure her storyline to either being a single mother for next season, or she gonna break up with King because she realized that they weren't on the same page and she needs someone who's seeing things or needs someone who's in a rush just like she is. It's gonna be some bull shenanigans. It is. It's gonna be some bull shenanigans. And I'm sick of it. I am. I'm sick of it. Now, all right. Now let's see who else we gonna talk about today. Cause let's see. So I done got Tyler out the way. We done talked about Aiden and all that other stuff. Now let's see who else I wanna fixate on. Now, I know you guys, if you do listen to my recaps, okay, so I watched Married to Medicine and I watched Married to Medicine this past week. And to be honest with you, I do I want to do a recap with them cuz it's been boring. Married to Medicine to me it's been boring the last two episodes to be clear. The only thing that I find the only thing that I find interesting is um Married to Medicine, the whole thing with Cecil and Simone. And I say that because I do believe that Cecil doesn't appreciate Simone like he should. That's really it. He doesn't. I think that is disgusting how he and the boys gang up on her. I think that Simone should have left Cecil. I don't know, 3 years ago when they were gonna do the divorce. I think that she should have left him like then. I think that the women forced her to stay in that marriage. In that marriage, I feel like women and men, whenever you feel like it's time for you to go, go. The kids were grown, they're out the house, and it's time for her to go. That boy sat up there and basically told her that you need to continue to pay for my lifestyle because you have it. And that man sat right there and basically said, and he's correct. Now, do I want to? Okay, okay. So, okay, I'll give you. Okay, we're gonna do the recap. Now, I didn't talk about the previous episode where they had the housewarming party and Toya was forced to confront the realities of what really happened that night, right? Because this is where we left off at. The previous episode, she basically went off on Eugene. It was absolutely disrespectful and disgusting, and I just didn't want to cover it, right? Because I feel like you need to have respect for your husband the same way that you would want your husband to have respect for you. And the way that she talked to that man, the way that I just wish that Eugene, I don't know Eugene, I don't know Toya, but if I was Eugene's sister, I would really hug him and say, I need you to find some love because Toya is not the best thing smoking. And I'm not talking about looks wise, I'm not talking about anything that can be perceived as aesthetic. Her attitude towards you is just nasty. Even if behind the curtains she's just always beautiful, wonderful, and smiles and glory. But in front of camera, in front of people, it's just atrocious. And I just find it just to be so disrespectful. And I'm not for physical violence. And I'm not saying she should get physical violence. I'm just saying Emotional violence is the same, and emotionally, she's abusive to that man, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Now, the morning after Toya blew up, her own housewarming party, the hangover started to set in. And episode 5, which was yesterday, picked up with Eugene and Toya sipping, margaritas and reflecting on the night before. Now, of course, Eugene apologized for his role in the drama. He said he misgauged what the party meant to Toya. However, he also gently encouraged her to reflect on her own behavior, which is always a challenge to say the least. And that's what I dislike about it. He can literally sit up there and say, "This is where I went wrong," even if from the outside looking in, I didn't see where he was wrong at. Right? He didn't want to play the game. He didn't want to play the game. Period. I don't want to play the game. Her reaction was totally child. It was like a fucking it was like a child. Now, Eugene explained that when Toya publicly disrespects him, it opens the door for the rest of the group to follow suit. Essentially, every jab gives Heavenly another chance to talk about Eugene's penis size, and we see it. The cast sees it, Eugene sees it, and Toya doesn't want to see it. It's not that she's struggling to see it; she doesn't want to see it. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about. Toya married a man who's more in love with her than she is with him, which makes it easier, right? It's very easy to disrespect somebody that you're not really that into. I'm just saying, call me what you want, but don't call me Toya. Now, eventually, Toya conceded that she should have, um, you know, she shouldn't have allowed herself to get pulled into that whole negative thing, right? Whether it was Eugene or the other women, she admitted that she could have given Eugene a few more words of affirmation, and she said she's going to do that moving forward. Meanwhile, the ladies, who were on the front lines of the fight were also reflecting. And at Brandy's house, Mimi and Angel got together for, playful date with the kids. And in between talking about their parenting woes, they, talked about what happened at Toya house. Now, they all sympathized with Toya, but at the end of the day, they felt like, look, Toya was lost, drunk, and one of them called her Delulu and lacked emotional maturity. And that's basically what it is. She acted crazy and she had lacked emotional maturity. Now I'm about to let y'all hear this clip. Now this is a clip where Cecil, Simone's husband, and his brother are talking because a few weeks ago or a couple episodes ago, y'all remember when I was telling you about Simone had revealed that she and Cecil were back, on the edge of the divorce, and largely influenced by how they financially support their adult children. Now, the cameras follow both the men as they vented, they follow both of them as they vented to their siblings. So you had Simone's sister came in town, and she's a cutie patootie, and then you had Cecil's brother come in. I will say that, yeah, Cecil's brother and him, damn near, they look, and Simone and her sister, you could tell that they related. But Cecil and his brother, I think Cecil got the wrong one. Cecil should have got the brother. Now, Simone sat down with her sister and she explained that Cecil's parenting approach relates back to his relationship with his own father. It's a theory that Cecil basically confirmed in his conversation with his brother. In Cecil's mind, it's his duty as a black father to ensure his kids never struggle the way that he had to, right? Now, in Cecil's mind, it's his obligation as a black father to give his kids a life without struggle. And in a very passionate speech he gave, he explained that he didn't want his kids to have to wait in the financial aid line to pay for their college the way that he did. But there's, a difference between a safety net and a full on coddling, right? And Cecil has crossed it. His brother tried to explain to him that his partnership with Simone comes first. It should come first. But it didn't feel like Cecil, was like budging. And you had Simone over there breaking down in tears at lunch with her sister, admitting that she's, at her breaking point and she doesn't have any fight left in her. And with Cecil's unwavering attitude, things just look like it's on the brink. So I'm gonna let y'all hear this video. I wasn't planning on doing this, but since we here, might as well.
Our parents worked their hands to the bone so we wouldn't be in the same situation as them. So we would have more money so that our boys don't have to stand in the financial aid line like I stood for 3 hours at Morehouse to get my loan. And when I came up, I said, you know what? My boys will never stand in financial aid. That's something that I'm gonna make sure of that. Because that's the way we're supposed to be moving as black people. We get so caught up that we struggled. We struggled, so we all gotta struggle, and we're gonna struggle forever. We grew up in the same household. I feel you. But the one thing that you're not catching on, your wife is amazing, and you can't discount. It's not the thing. That's what I'm saying. You've been saying, I'm not gonna do this, and we got the money. The only way you can say we got the money is we got to agree. You understand the stakes here. Miles and Michael gonna be all right. Y'all talk to them. But you gotta make sure that you're staying conscious of your wife, checking the temperature, because she gotta be here, man. Right.
Yeah, she got to be there because she is the moneymaker. So while he talking, you right, you right, you right. Simone need to go, go, go. Cause I'm tired of it. Adult kids, you want to sit up here and fight like if it's slavery time. Y'all done did them kids so good and so right. It's wrong now. It's wrong. You done gave them so much that they feel entitled to it. And that ain't good. What woman, like Dr. Heavenly said, Cecil went from his mother's house to Simone's house. Period. Now Cecil say he lived in an apartment above the garage, but your mama was right there. So look, you take it as you want to, but the man don't know no better. So the man trying to push out his BS on Simone. Simone need to move on. I listen. Simone had on some stockings, them lace stockings. Yeah, Simone ready to get it in. She tired of that. It's only so long you want the same peckerwood for 30 years. I mean, even men, they get tired of the same clamshell. Can I call it a clamshell? A purse? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, now let's move on to this delusional heifer right here. Now, you know what? I like Miss Quiet. I do. I like Miss Quiet. But this IVF is taking a toll on me and King. Okay? I'm so sick of these hoes. I'm sorry. I'm so sick of these heifers. Always trying to push a baby on somebody. A baby, a baby, a baby, a baby, a baby, a baby, a baby. Come on, girl, go on. Get away from me with all that. Damn. The man ain't even been around 3 good seasons yet. And you already trying to have a baby with him. For what? Why? The man has literally said he been trying to dodge this bullet for years. And you're like, oh, it's not a bullet, it's a blessing. He says a blessing in disguise. You understand what I'm saying? I understand. You know what? We as women sometimes do live in Delulu. I remember my brother once told me, he said, I could tell a woman everything. I could literally tell her the truth and ask her 15 minutes later what I said, and this hoe will say something different. And my brother's not disrespectful. Well, you get what I'm saying. But the point is, he told the girl, and I remember this girl distinctly. He told the girl, I'm not really trying to get into a relationship, all this other stuff, right? Because I knew he was seeing this one chick that I like, and he was still dating other people. I mean, but you're not married, so you could date, right? What's wrong with that? When I tell you this girl would try to do, not the girl who he was somewhat kind of pursuing, but not really. She wasn't really like, it's just weird how the girl that he was liking, she was kind of doing her own thing and he pressing on her, but then a chick that's really pressing on him, he don't even want her. And that's a whole thing. Like, stop liking people more than they like you. Let it be mutual. Or well, my guy gotta be more into me than I am into him. But I don't want that stalker kind of crazy type. You get what I'm saying? Like I want you to be so much into me that you into me, but when it's time to let go, you let go. You know what I'm saying? I've had a stalker before, and if you really had a stalker, ain't shit cute about a mother, ain't shit cute about it. Okay, but back to not being cute. Now, this week gave us another glimpse into Quad's emotional IVF journey. And can I tell y'all something? I was so tired. I was about to fast forward through it. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Cause I look at this like it's a storyline. You want to have a storyline. Do you really want to have a kid? You just want to have a storyline. You want to have a storyline with King. You want to make it seem like Dr. G was a problem, and here it is, Quad and went on and moved on and did all this and did all that. Girl, it's looking very desperate. It's looking desperate and tired. Now the cameras rolled as she and King. I'm so God. Let me just try to act like I give a damn. Oh my God. They prepared to go to God. I can't. Look, they went over there to Ghana to do this egg thing again, child, whatever. Anyway, moving on to Dr. Heavenly. I would say this. I got a couple keys out of Dr. Heavenly this episode. Because Dr. Heavenly is trying to be very polished and political. And yet you can't take the country out that girl. You get what I'm saying? Like it was one comment that Toya had made, and Dr. Heavenly is like, I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to be nice. But this bitch keeper. And I hollered. Cause at the end of the day, I don't I don't mind seeing Heavenly be heavenly. Cause that's just what we knew her as. When she came on the show, she was messy and she was a dentist and she brought drama and all that, right? Now, Heavenly was so busy leaving Toya's house that she forgot to grab her bag for the second time. Because in the last episode, Toya was saying that, Heavenly had left a fake Balenciaga bag or quote unquote fake Balenciaga bag. And then she left it again at Toya's house when she was, trying to leave out of there. But it is what it is, right? Toya and Heavenly had another shady text event, after that where Toya said happy Thanksgiving. I mean, happy Father's Day to everybody, XYZ. And Heavenly responded back and was like, hey, if you're going to tell Eugene happy Father's Day, make sure you tell him that preferably on camera. Because at the end of the day, you do talk bad to this man on camera. Don't treat me nice inside and treat me like a dog outside. No, no, no. No, 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 right? I thought that it was solid advice, but it came from the wrong messenger. So you better believe this came up when they was doing this whole making a bag party. So that was cute and all that. Where I did like the fact that they did do the making a bag thing. That was very cute, but whatever. Now y'all know that the husbands ended up meeting and they got to talking and basically the husbands all agreed that the women need to keep the men out of their arguments because it seems as though Eugene is the one that's being the punching bag, right? So, they call for a change and hopefully, it happens. Hopefully it happens where they keep the men out of it because Heavenly likes to say, these different things about Eugene's penis size, but she would notice if Toya did make that comment saying she thought his penis would have grown or something to that effect. Y'all remember those couple seasons ago where Toya was like, she thought that, I don't know. Maybe if I don't know, because I heard that if you lose weight for men, that it gives them more girth. I'm not sure. I'm not a man and I don't deal with big guys. So I don't know. I've never dated like I had a big boy phase at one period. But I didn't want him to lose weight. I enjoyed it. You get what I'm saying? I was like a buck 10, buck 15, buck 25 at the most. And I used to, boy, yeah, I love me something else like 180, 200, 225, sitting up about 6'1", 6'2". Oh yeah. I ain't nothing but 5'5". Oh yeah, I like to climb that little mountain. Well, not a little mountain, but you get what I'm saying, child. Anyway. But Curtis, he had his moment where he talked about how Toya threw a stone at him and so they just got back and forth with the men. But overall, hopefully they can resolve that with the men. Now they ended up doing this bag, like make a bag party. I thought that was so cute. I I think that would be cute. Like, just to learn how to make your own bag. You know what? I think I might do that. If I give me some money, I don't to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't even go and purchase expensive stuff like bags or shoes and all that because you know that like the only difference is where it came from. I.e., you can have 2 bags, and one bag came out the back door, one bag came out the front door, and one the front door bag is like $1,200, the back door bag $12. Same thing, same thing. I mean, you can get it with the serial number, the birth certificate, and all, depending on the designer or whatever. But my point is, when you travel, when you become worldly, you realize that all that materialistic stuff is what it is. It's materialistic stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want things that I can I don't know, pass down, I guess. I don't know. I mean, life is just so short when you think about it. Go by in the blink of an eye. You know what I mean? You just wake up and boom, you're 95, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't see myself spending $39,000 on a bag. Maybe 5 years ago, I would have been like, oh yes. But in today's mind, today, as in January 5th, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. 40,000. What would I spend for it? You know what? 40,000. I would with 40,000 to just give away. I would go to my neighborhood, my old hood, and I would slowly but surely for the homeowners that are still there that I knew growing up, I would pay their houses off. I would. I'll pay their houses off. I would give them some money to put in their accounts because I know that a lot of the people in the neighborhood I grew up in, they were 9 to 5, maybe even 6 to midnight workers, 2, 3 jobs working, supporting. These aren't people who, waiting to receive government support. They probably receive it, but it's not because they're not trying. So yeah, I just in the way that the world is struggling right now, I think it's just appalling to flaunt wealth as if it's nothing when people are dying because they can't afford to go see the doctor. You know? Like I wouldn't sport buying a $200,000 vehicle cash because I just think it's just ingenuous. I don't know. I don't know. I get it. Like some people might say, "Oh well, that's my money. I can do what I want if I want to go buy." And you're right, you can. And then I also look at it like, one of the richest men in the world, and one of the richest Indian men live in Mumbai, and he has like what a 30-story house, like in the center, but the whole freaking town is poor. You get what I'm saying? The whole the whole area is poor. You're billions, like $70 billion, and everyone around you is poor. Do you not see how that? You get what I'm saying? Like, am I the only one that see like that? I'm not saying billionaires are a problem, but I'm just saying, like, where's the humanity? It's like people don't. Oh God, let me get back to this. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just went on a little tyrant. But my whole point is, they ended up going and do these fake bags, and I like that. I like something that Dr. Heavenly said that wasn't pointed out. Let me see here. Because you had Jackie, she did this little speech where damn near like she's about to start crying, but she just wanted the group to get back together and stop being so tit for tat. But Heavenly made a very valid point that I hope what's her name? That I hope Toya heard, which was like Dr. Heavenly said, I can have fake bags. That's fine. But I have real property. I have real ownership. So yeah, you can own 5 or 6 real bags, but I have real estate. I have real degrees. I have real income. You get what I'm saying? So it's just hit a little different when you think about it. Like, yeah, you might got all that. But I would rather have security because if Eugene left Toya tomorrow, not even if he left, If Eugene was to some fatal incident was to occur, Toya, outside of maybe his life insurance, Toya's whole life depends on Eugene. And as a woman to another woman, baby, don't ever be to the point where your life starts and stops with someone else. That's not a good look. It's not a cute look. It ain't the look. Okay? Because at the end of the day, Toya can talk about that fake bag, but Heavenly got some real stuff behind her. Okay? Including a real man. Because I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's always something going on over there at the TP Studios. At some point in time, you got to get tired of that, right? You get what I'm saying? There's always something going on over there. But anyway, Tyler Perry, legal troubles, maybe just getting started as a lawyer, hence more accusers could come forward. I ain't even mad at it. I'm sick of these people using their positions to be freaks. You get what I'm saying? Because they say money brings out who you really are. You get what I'm saying? You give me a lot of money, you gonna see who I really am. Y'all gonna be like, that chick is gone. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm talking about minding my business to the utmost 10th power. You hear me? Minding my business and helping people who I can to get out of situations that, hey, are structural violence. You get what I'm saying? But as far as with, oh, hey, I got some money. Come over here and do some strange for some change. I find that to be just the weirdest free. You know what? I guess because I'm a female, and I'm not just saying because I'm a female, but because I'm a female in an environment that I grew up in, I just seen, and because I had older cousins and stuff around, like it just always was creepy to me for older men to, like younger women, and it was always I don't know, it's just because I had older cousins. That's why family is so important, right? At times. I know that there's some sick people in your family, but for me, I had older cousins, 4 foot, 4 that I could just, that I could just recall. They were, older than me, at least by 9, 10 years, right? And I would see them going out, going on dates. You get what I'm saying? I'm like 6, 7, 8, 9, and they're like 16, 17, 18, 19, and you just hearing those conversations. So I always found it weird for an older guy. Like if I'm 15, 16, and this 30-year-old is trying to talk to me, I'm like, why are you trying to talk to me? I got a cousin your age. You don't want to talk to her? You get what I'm saying? Like I've always been that type. And so I'm saying all that to say this is that if you have a sick freak fetish broke, you gonna have that same fetish at a 10 times the power if you a billionaire. You get what I'm saying? Like them people be like those racing videos where they be murking people and all that to get off and gratitude. Y'all seen that one video where the man wanted to be wrapped up in what that is? That styrofoam? No, not styrofoam. You know, what that is? The see-through saran wrap. And I want to be wrapped in saran wrap. You get what I'm saying? And like put to the bed and just wrap him up in saran wrap. And like he just want to have one little space to breathe out his mouth like a straw, you know. But his thing is out and like he get off on it. Listen, look. It's some freaky shit going on in the world. Mind your business, child. I am so scared. I don't even want to be look. You pull out some handcuffs in the bedroom, I'm done. Maybe about 10, 20 years ago, I was down for it. But nowadays, for what's going on, kidneys and organs be missing. Ain't got time. Now, Tyler Perry, long celebrated as one of the most successful, powerful black men in Hollywood, may be entering into, like most people eventually do, one of the most dangerous chapters in his career. Now, what I will say is if you don't have anything to say, no one can repeat it. You know how they say you can't repeat silence? Okay? So if it's not, and I'm not saying that people don't lie, but goddamn, where's the lit fire? Where lit smoke is a lit fire. Now, this is what about the third, fourth person that then came out and said Tyler Perry. Well, yeah, I remember Christian Keys. He didn't say Tyler Perry's name, but he damn sure did a good description. Damn sure. Only black billionaire and da 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 da. It was only two at the time, and the other one we had took out immediately because he had nothing to do with film, music, career, none of that. So yeah, okay. Now, the entertainment mogul is now facing two separate sexual assault, lawsuits, according to the attorney representing both accusers. This may only be the beginning, right? Now, the attorney stated there's now two of these lawsuits. There may be more coming. hmm Now, the first lawsuit was filed in June by Derek Dixon. Y'all know I did tell y'all about that. You know, the actor who appeared on Tyler Perry's series The Oval. Dixon accused Perry of groping him and alleging to have like a pattern of exploiting young, inspiring male artists, right? You know, he said basically that Tyler Perry wants you to depend on him for your career and your career opportunities. That's what I'm saying. You see how you take a sick person and then you give them power, and then you wonder why no it took so long for people to talk because sick people know sick people. So I'm sick, then I'm gonna hire another sick person. So if I'm sick and I'm over, I don't know, T-Mobile, I'm gonna hire a sick person to be my whatever. Because sick people need to be around other sick people because only sick people will agree with the sick shit you doing. You get what I'm saying? That's like when Julie Garden was it Julie Garden? No, 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 Shirley Temple. When Shirley Temple had did an interview and she said the two executives, one took her in the room as a 5 or 6 year old little girl, and the other executive took the mom in the room. And they wanted to have the one man wanted to have you get what I'm saying? Now ain't nobody, not the mother, nor the other executive, felt that that was weird that that man tried to take that girl in the room. And Shirley Temple said that she laughed at the man penis, and that's why he didn't try to do anything because she said it was so small that she laughed at it, and he felt he got mad and embarrassed. But look at this. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Now, according to Dixon, Perry used his power and influence to manipulate and assault men who were very vulnerable and seeking mentorship. This lawsuit describes behavior that allegedly went on for years and paints a picture of a systematic abuse ritual, basically, rather than, an isolated incident. I'm all for it because that's what it is. It's a ritual, it's a sexual ritual, it's a systematic sexual ritual of abuse, right? Now, a second lawsuit was filed on December 26th by Mario Rodriguez, an actor who appeared, in the Boo a Medea Halloween. Rodriguez claimed that Perry assaulted him multiple times over several years at his LA home, at Perry's LA home. Now, this allegation, includes unwanted sexual advances, physical contact, and one incident in which Perry allegedly attempted to unbuckle the man pants. Now, the lawsuit also claims that Perry gave Rodriguez money on several occasions following these encounters, totaling about $10,000. Because he said it was like two times, I believe. From what yeah, because I read it. I think I read it with y'all. Yeah. Now, Tyler Perry has forcefully denied all these allegations. He, characterizing both lawsuits as shakedowns. You can't shake down if it ain't what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Now, his legal team insists the claims are false and motivated by money. I don't give a damn what they motivated by. If it happened, it happened. Now, still, the similarities between the two lawsuits have led many people to question whether more accusers are going to step forward, right? Now, for years, Tyler Perry has been viewed as, I guess, a symbol of Black ownership and independence in Hollywood. He has that 330-acre studio out in Atlanta that employs hundreds of people and sits on land that was, once a Confederate Army base, making it a powerful symbol of cultural reclaiming, right? The we reclaiming this land for whatever. Child, in about 20, 30 years, they're going to reclaim it again. That's just life, right? We don't own anything. We're just here for the moment. However, critics of Tyler's, you know, power dynamics have surfaced. This ain't the first time this man has been accused of using his power dynamics to do some stuff, right? You got shows like Atlanta and Boondocks where they included storylines that some viewers believe mirrored the kind of allegations, now being brought to court. Now, at the time, those moments were seen as satire or industry commentary. But now, in the light of these lawsuits, people are starting to revisit that with fresh eyes. Okay. Now, legal experts note that when multiple lawsuits with similar patterns emerge, it often encourages others to come forward, right? Because, hey, look, I have the same story you have. He did that to me. He did that to you. Blah blah blah. If additional accusers file lawsuits, then Perry could face not just a civil liability, but serious reputational damage. And that right there can threaten anybody's empire. Okay. But for now, no criminal charges have been filed and all the allegations remain unproven, but the momentum appears to be shifting. Now, Perry's situation is drawing, uncomfortable comparisons to other powerful figures whose careers unraveled after multiple accusations, after multiple accusations came forward, right? Like, who's somebody I could think of off the top? What's his name? He was in Black American, wait, American Beauty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kevin Spacey. Y'all see what happened with Kevin Spacey. I think I might do like a little short recap on Kevin Spacey. But y'all know that like if for example, let's say like three or four, let's say like four people came out to accuse Kevin Spacey of sexual assault, and these were all men. Like three of them are already dead. Like and they young, right? Like one got ran off a road, one jumped off of an airplane, or one not airplane, like one fell off of a balcony. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit that you just like really. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. He just fell off a balcony. All right. Interesting. Oh, he just ran off the road. Hmm. Isn't that like the common thing? Just run him off the road or push him off a balcony. Like that's just a common thread nowadays, right? Hey, all y'all that's listening, I am not suicidal. I don't even go out on balconies. And I don't even be on roads that have cliffs. So if any of that happened, just know it was a setup by tide. Cause I don't have none. I love my life. I love myself. So leaving here, hell nah. I need to see what's going on. I can't I can't talk stuff from the other world. I don't have time to go find Sloan Bella or one of them psychics and sending them energy to talk. No, I need to be able to call you and say, hey, you're messing up. But anyway, but like I said, hey, there's no charges, but the momentum is shifting. And Tyler's situation, like I said, it highlights other people who were in these prominent positions. And then, you have one person come out, everybody throw that to the side. And somebody else might come out and you say, yeah, whatever. But when four, five, six people start coming out, people start looking and say, hey, where there is smoke, there is fire. And we know that it's smoke there, allegedly. Now, whether these lawsuits mark the start of a broader reckoning or collapse under legal scrutiny, it's still we don't know. We're gonna see. But one thing is clear: Tyler Perry has these rumors have been going around for a while, and even though Tyler's long-standing image seems to be untouchable, hey, there are a lot of people, hey, look, in the next few months, we gonna see whether or not this phase or explode. But ask Kevin Spacey. That man went homeless. Yeah. That man was fighting to stay in his home. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, people care about the public's opinion. Because you know what? Because the public pays your bills. You know that thing that they call public support? Yeah. So you talk all you want to, but your ass might be look, you done got out your car to harass all these men. Now your ass might be back in your car soon. I don't know. But let's see who else we're gonna talk about. Cause I'm so over Tyler and all these Hollywood celebrity people using their fame and money to take advantage of poor. And that's the thing. People target poor, helpless folks. You get what I'm saying? Rich people target the poor. Celebrities target the poor. The poor target the poor. I'm just sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. Like no one wants to. I'm gonna move on because I get so frustrated with these abuse allegations because at the end of the day, we know, we know, you know. Now y'all know that Will Smith best friend was on the Tasha K show and he did an interview. Now y'all, if y'all don't recall, last year, no, not last year, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it was like 3 years ago. Bilal brother Bilal, I don't know his last name. Don't hold me to it. I don't know. But anyway, so Will Smith's best friend, Bilal, had went on a Tasha K because they had fell out or whatever. And long story short, brother Bilal was making very damning accusations against Will and Jada. I mean, he talked about it. All this is alleged, right? But he talked about Will beating Jada to a pulp and having to bring a hospital, like make have to turn one ward of the home into a hospital, the East Wing, West Wing, whatever wing. You gotta have money when you have wings. You get what I'm saying? Not wings, but wings, but wings. You get. I remember I called my mama and the phone will ring like 3, 4 times. I'm like, lady, where you coming from? The East Wing? Like, why is it taking so long to answer your phone? But anyway. So, yeah, but he was talking about, Will jumping on Jada about that Mark Anthony affair that they had going on during that TV show time frame. He talked about how Jada, how she listen, I'm not no druggie. I I look, I'm on like a little sabbatical now, so I'm not smoking marijuana. But when he started talking about how Jada, listen to this, y'all. Now Jada would do the pink stuff, the stuff that the poochie tucci. Yeah. He would say Jada would do poochie, she have her weed, she have her uppers, like she just sitting in the space like, because it's mansions. So I don't know if this is a big ass bedroom space, this is a big ass living room space, because the living room could, how some of these, some you ever been to a mansion or been to somebody's house and it's really big and they have like a mini living room in their bedroom, like it's like a little apartment in the bedroom. All is missing is a kitchen, but like everything is in there. And like every room is like that. So it might be 5 bedrooms, but all bedrooms are like little apartments inside. Anyway, so he was just basically saying like she would just be so out of it that she'll have like she had a laptop, I mean like a laptop or something, and she kept like all these different porns and stuff in there. And it was like porns with her and Will and other celebrities, Will and other celebrities, all kind of stuff. She said that, oh, he said that Alfonso Ribeiro, y'all remember he was in one of the videos getting by Jada, getting mm-hmm. Then he said that it was another video with Tyrese in it. Y'all remember when Tyrese was online crying about Will and Jada not giving him the money or something like that? Mm-hmm. And then he also talked about the incident that happened with Bashir Gray. Y'all remember him from Empire? And he was talking about how they had to do like a NDA, and Bilal had requested the NDA because Bashir was saying that Will was raping him, and that Puffy was making him do oral to him. That Puffy was requesting or forcing Bashir to perform oral on Puffy, and also his manager, I can't recall his name, but he's Will Smith's friend as well, who was also managing Bashir. He was also sexually assaulting him in the rape form. And so Bilal said that he had to get them to have Bashir sign a non-disclosure agreement because Bashir, when he went to like confront Will and all that about what Bilal was saying, I mean about what Bashir was saying, um, Bashir was making it seem as though Bilal knew that they were doing this to him, and so he didn't want that to get out there in the public because he didn't know anything about it. He was like, "Look, you just told me about this. I didn't know what was going on." But Bashir felt like if he didn't know, he should have known. I will say this: if I am told by someone underage that someone of age is taking advantage of them and they are distraught and breaking down and crying and shaking and to the point where I'm feeling that energy and I'm now crying and shaking, I'm not going to that person who is the person that's being accused and say, "Hey, did you do this to them?" I'm going to the police. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would I go to the person that's being accused and say, "Hey, such and such is saying that you and Will and all these people doing these things to them." You get what I'm saying? So I just don't feel like it's just a lot of it, and I get it during certain times in people's lives, you can't just mess with them because their aura is just so strong that even if you are telling the truth, people are going to be like, "You're lying. This isn't true. You're lying." No matter how much evidence you have, you're lying. You're lying. So I get that. And at the end of the day, I am very appreciative of anyone who come out and tell their truth. It doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable for you or me or whatever, but if it's your truth, your truth. If you want to wait 30 years to tell your truth, then it's your truth. If that's what makes you feel good, then that's what makes you feel good. But this is just getting ridiculous with this Will Smith and Jada Pinkett thing. You get what I'm saying? It's just getting ridiculous. So now here we are. We're back at it again. Okay? Now Will Smith is facing explosive new allegations from a musician who says his time on the Stars tour ended in harassment and, hey, he got fired. For what reason? We're about to find out. Now, Brian King Joseph, a professional violinist, I always wondered how I was in band, I played flute, but the violin, that's a tricky bitch, isn't she? Hmm. Anyway, but he's a professional violinist and a former America's Got Talent finalist. He filed a lawsuit on December 30th. Ooh, 2026 is coming in strong. But he filed a lawsuit in LA Superior Court on December 30th, accusing Will Smith and Treyball Studios. Treyball. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. Treyball. I don't like it. His oldest son name is Trey. And then you got Ball. I don't want to look too, I don't know. Anyway, it's kinda like now how you could look back at those old Nickelodeon videos or what episodes, and you could see the sexual you see the sex that they put in there, right? It's like it's disgusting. Like it's a whole bunch of fucking freaks. Anyway, oh wait. Anyway, it don't even matter now. So anyway, but the young man is accusing Will Smith and the studios, suing Will Smith and the studios of sexual harassment and wrongful termination. Now, in the complaint, Joseph claims that Smith was deliberately grooming and priming him after inviting him to join the actors, quote unquote, based on a true story 2025 tour, world tour. Now, according to the filing, the situation escalated in March 2025 while the tour was in LA. I mean, not LA, I'm sorry, in Las Vegas. Joseph alleges he returned to his hotel room to find clear signs someone had entered without force. Okay. Among the items he said were left behind were wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, an earring, an earring, hospital paperwork, as well as a handwritten note that read, "Brian, I'll be back. Just us," signed Stone F with a heart, right? Now, Joseph claims he was fearful that an unknown individual would soon return to his room to engage in sexual acts with him. Now, after reporting the incident to Staff Hotel, police, and tour management, the lawsuit alleges the response was, heavy handed. A tour manager allegedly shamed Joseph and informed him he was fired, with another violinist brought in to replace him. Now, the lawsuit says Joseph suffered severe emotional distress, financial loss, and PTSD and other mental, illnesses following the termination. Now, some might say that he was overreaching. Some might say, hey, look, just because, you come into, your hotel room and you find wipes in a beer bottle in a red backpack, that doesn't necessarily mean that some sex is about to happen. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe but here it is. If you're dealing with a lot of people that try to that prefer secrecy, of course you calling the police just because you felt uncomfortable was enough for them to fire you. I'm not agreeing with it at all. I think that is wrong because, you know, it's a lot of people nowadays, not even a lot of people, fuck everybody is trying to find one way or another to keep their head above water. And the last thing that you need is some sexual deviant, using the fact that you are hungry to make you turn a sexual trick and getting mad at you if this was the case, and then getting mad at you because you refuse to play the game. This is a sick world we live in. And when you really, really break it down, when you really think about it, this world is sick. Sick, sick, sick. Nothing but pedophiles and perverts in charge. That's my opinion. If you really just look into it, seems like you have to be a sick individual to get to certain positions. Hell, even the president of the United States. I now look at it and say, what all secrets they have? Because to get to be the president, you have to be able to to carry deep, deep, deep secrets. And we all know that back breaking, a buck breaking, what is it, buck breaking? What was that they used to do to the slaves to break the men in? You know how when they used to rape the men in front of the wives and the daughters, the slave owners would, break the men to show like, I don't know, that I don't know that they're not gay, but they can be gay when they want to get mad about it. I don't know. I just never understood. I mean, I get it. Oh, I want to take your manhood in front of your wife so she's not gonna think you're not a man. I mean, psychologically, no. You're a fucking rapist with a gun, and my husband couldn't defend you, or he would have been killed. So, I just don't understand how some people just be. I don't get. It's just listen. Please protect your children. Protect your children and protect the women. Okay, because there's a lot of sick men running around here. Very, very sick. You got listen. Very sick. Very sick. Then the crazy part is when they become women and then they try to tell women how they should be. Another man try to tell a woman what she need to be doing. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. But anyway, to be honest, I want it all to come crashing down. I want everyone who has been lying and deceitful to all these fans just to come on out. Like when y'all find out that Beyonce she fucks with Trump, we're gonna see how that takes because it seems as though y'all trying to ignore the fact that Beyonce and the Trumps are cool, and that's just so much of a pick me attitude. You know what? As you get older, you start to realize Beyoncé has been a pick me her whole music career, shutting up and following and doing whatever Jay-Z say. It don't even matter. I wouldn't even be surprised if she has converted over to Judaism. I wouldn't be surprised. Clock it here first. Clock it here first. I bet Beyonce is a Jew. I bet. I bet. But whatever. Anyway, like Lizzo said, 2026 we will see a lot of celebrities and who they really do mess with. But what I will say is that industry, it's sick people. Nothing but sick people. And trust and believe, if I get some money, I don't need a lot of money. I just need, I just need enough to where, I could just give me an island, relax, chill, and just enjoy the rest of my days. I would try to do what I can for my community, go back to where I came from, assist as much as I can without getting myself killed. Because it just seems as though you have a lot of people who don't mind being slaves, and then it's like you got 50% that don't mind being slaves, and it's not about black or white. This just mentality. You got 50% that don't mind being slaves as long as it's not uncomfortable. You got 25% that's trying to free that 50%, and then you got out of the other 25%, you got 15% of them that's just like, you know what, I made it out, I'm good, F y'all. And then you got the other 10% that's trying to make a change but not trying to get killed because at the end of the day, you see what they're doing over there at Burkina Faso. They keep attacking this man, and all this man is doing is trying to make his country better. You get what I'm saying? You have it's just hey, just keep your head on a swivel, people. Keep your head on a swivel. And speaking of swivels, hey Tyler, because it is, listen, it is so difficult when when you make these long videos and you got to go through and time check and stuff. So, yeah. So, you just got to find ways to just make it simple for yourself. You know what I mean? Keep it simple, stupid. Anyway, so Aiden Ross, he's tearing into Doja again. I mean, I just don't understand what his infatuation is with her. Maybe he really wants a black girl, but he just can't. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it's religious reasons or whatever the case. Because I just find it just quite just crazy. Like if you're not into something, why are you so infatuated with it, right? It's kind of like you know. Um, like if you want to use race for instance, if you're not concerned with the black community, and then why are you so focused on the black community? You get what I'm saying? So it's something there. Because I kid you not, I have a neighbor. I couldn't tell you what color her hair is. I couldn't tell you any of that. Like if now I know what it was maybe like a year or so ago, but I couldn't tell you what how she's changed because I don't care. Now she could probably tell you how I've changed because she cares more about what I got going on than I care about what she has going on. In my opinion, you get what I'm saying? Because she, try to be friendly and stuff. I don't try to be friendly with my neighbors because that's when it get, I like to have real boundaries. We're neighbors. That's it. Okay. Anyway, so now Dosha brushed off criticism after firing back at those labels. After those labels, well, the labeling, like people were saying that she was an industry plant, right? But Aiden Ross is escalating the beef. And I think it's one-sided because I don't really feel like she give a damn, to be honest with you. But whatever. Now, on her new song, Girl Get Up, which features SZA, y'all know I love me some SZA, Dosha appears to address her haters. So she made the comment in her song saying, all the industry plant shit is whack. I see it on the blogs. I see you in the chats. She raps. Later adding, y'all can't fathom that I worked this hard. Y'all can't fathom that I earned this chart. Right? Now Ross took the lyrics personally and during a recent kick stream with Cuffham and Taseki 69, he said he planned to go in on the rapper, that dumb B, that effing what? Bop effing B. Ross continued before, continuing with a string of insults, including a effing smelly whore. Okay, now while when Cuffham pushed back and told him to stop criticizing the black queen like that, Ross repeated, I don't give a F about none of that. Cuffham argued that Doja's success was organic, saying she simply blew up. Ross disagreed, looked at her monthly listeners right now. He said, that be went from 60 million to effing 20 million. In response to Grammy winning, the Grammy winner scripted a cryptic Instagram story posting, basically said, my haters will become my gators when I wade into the bayou of success, right? Now, viewers responded, calling Ross out for accusing Doja of, relying on bots, and even he is currently embroiled in this multi-million dollar lawsuit that I just told y'all about, centering around about inflation, right? So someone commented and said, Aiden Ross being in this lawsuit is hilarious. The irony of him accusing Doja of botting up 24 hours ago and being accused of botting with steak. 2026 cooking already. And that just goes to show, right? Like, mind your own goddamn business. Because you're so busy trying to have a distraction when in all actuality, sir, you have your own legal issues going around. You got your own legal, literally, you have your own case number. A whole civil action number 25-2511. Okay? Well, they are accusing you of doing what you're accusing this beautiful black. Oh, don't that afro look delicious? I love this look. I think I might. I've listen. I'm 41. I have lived and I've done a lot of hairstyles. I've done that and I'm gonna do it again. Y'all wait till I give me some money. Y'all wait till I give me some money. When they give me some money, I'm gonna go live because, like I had already told y'all, for my law folks, I already know who y'all are. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna say, hey, y'all remember this Wanda? Look, y'all looked out for me. I was just new to this TikTok, Instagram, Twitter type Twitch thing. Y'all follow. Y'all said we're gonna give this girl a look. We're gonna go hit on, even if we don't agree with everything she's saying sometimes, we're gonna go hit on and give her a follow. And I got something for y'all. Because if nothing else, I stand by my word. I might not want to, but I'm gonna stand by my word. And what he is doing right now, I can't wait to see how 2026 lay his ass out. Because you didn't have a reason to come for Doja. Even in her rap, she didn't even say somebody who is on Kick or on a site or whatever. She didn't even put an iota towards you, but you so clingy. You just want to look at him looking like he need a good man in his life, and look at her looking like she needs a good king. See, it's a big difference. You get what I'm saying? You have people looking for a good man, and you got people that deserve a good man. Aiden is looking for a good man. Doja Cat deserves one. It's a big difference. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know how else to break it down to you. I really don't. I really don't. But as we go on through this day, because I feel like this is gonna be a long live. I really do. I feel like I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my heart. I feel like it's gonna be a long live today. Cause I kid you not, I got a lot of topics. So if you are hearing the clip, go look for the full video. If you just left when I was talking about Drake over there, then yeah, you just keep on rolling because we're gonna keep on going. Now let's see who else I want. Will Smith. Child, let's go ahead on and talk about these folks real quick. So, got like, maybe like three more stories I'm gonna tell you. Oh, maybe three. I don't know. Maybe three. One, two, three, maybe four. I don't know. Anyway, well, Beyonce and Jay-Z secured exemption to build a 7-bedroom property. There's so many damn houses out here in the world. Why everybody trying to keep building up stuff? Why you just can't take something and tear it down and I don't know. Anyway. Look at me. I look. I don't mind. Like I like fixing up stuff. So like I am one of those types. And for my girlies who like you like to see so like a improvement, right? Some people they like turnkey ready. I don't mind. I like turnkey ready, but I want turnkey ready with something I can do. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to already be ready. Like I want to like not like the sink so I can replace it with I don't know like a country style deep sink or something or like, I might not like that door. I love the door, but I might want to switch the doors out. Maybe put French doors in it. Maybe put Mediterranean style doors in it. I don't know. I don't want the classic um farmhouse doors. I don't know. What if you like sliding doors? You don't want, the doors that are the standard doors. Like I like pocket doors. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm weird like that. I do. I like pocket doors. Like for real, for real. I love a pocket door. It's just something about just sliding the door back and forth versus closing it. I don't know. Just weird. Anyway, so yeah, that's me getting comfortable over here, y'all. Calm down. Okay, so Beyonce and Jay Z are reportedly planning a significant new chapter in the Caldwell's County side, countryside. So that's that area over in England that they bought or whatnot. Now with the music power couple reportedly securing a 58-acre estate near Wingington. Wingington. Oh. Wingington. Okay. The Cotswolds are often dubbed the Hamptons of the UK. This is due to the area's discreet privacy, rolling hills, and high end country living. A-listers love the region, with residents including David and Victoria Beckham. Ellen DeGeneres has a house over there. Now, reports suggest that Beyonce and Jay-Z are using a special exemption clause to build a seven-bedroom property. Okay, so let me first start by saying this. Y'all recall when I did a story about Ellen and her wife like a couple weeks ago? Okay. Y'all know Ellen and her wife moving because they said that the area is like low plain in a sense, kind of like New Orleans, right? Like y'all know, like New Orleans, it sits under the sea level, so that's why it floods so easy. Just like Houston, right? They're under the sea level, so they flood fast, right? Because they're just on top of nothing, really, really nothing. But anyway, so yeah, so they're about to build this seven-bedroom house in Lower Ninth Ward. If you're from New Orleans, you get the joke. You get it. If you're from New Orleans, then you get they're about to build a beautiful seven-bedroom, extremely expensive home in Lower Ninth Ward. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're from New Orleans, you understand that the Lower Ninth gets hit the worst, right? Okay. Because y'all know that's why Ellen and her wife are leaving because I showed y'all pictures. It was like the before and the after. Like the whole, I thought they had a lake in the backyard. I didn't know that was actually supposed to be fields of a rolling. It's a lake back there. Anyway, Beyonce and Jay-Z appear to be expanding their global real estate footprint with a major investment in the English, in the English county side, right? Or the countryside. The couple is reportedly nearing completion on the purchase of a 58-acre estate near the village of Winnington, okay, in the Cotswolds. The site currently features, they have a lake, and then they have, what do they have? They have a lake, they have some type of structure that they already plan on doing something with. I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know, something like an abandoned space back there, or whatever. Now, according to the Sun, the couple is utilizing a special exemption clause in the government's national planning policy framework to to attain permission for the new home. Now, the public, what is going on? What you gotta go outside? Hold on, my dog gotta go outside. Hold on, hold on. All right, all right. My little dog is so cute. She wasn't gonna bark. She just kept teetering around. Like she came over, she looked at me, she sat down, then she took off running. I didn't know. I thought she was wanting me to play with her or something. But then when I seen her circling like a plane, she's ready to she's ready to drop. Okay. I love my dog. I am a dog mom. Okay, I am a dog mom. Now, anyway, now the publication notes that the exemption permits building new homes in rural locations where planning typically would not fly. The design of the home must be of exceptional quality, truly outstanding, reflecting the highest standards in architect, right? To qualify. Some reportedly call it the rich person's clause. This is because it costs millions of pounds to override the restriction. Now, the U.S. Sun notes that the couple attained the permit and permission back in 2021. Now, the listing noted that permission was granted to create a large contemporary dwelling that part conveys over its own lake. Oh, okay. The home reportedly has incredible room volumes with exceptional lighting and stunning views over the county side. Oh, this is gonna be a beautiful home. Y'all ever seen them homes where they have like in the kitchen where they have like you could see like fish and stuff, where they have like a aquarium floor. Oh my God. This is what this is giving. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I don't even know. Okay, now Beyonce and Jay-Z's home will reportedly contain 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 7 receptionist rooms. 777? Oh, okay. Now David and Veronica Beckham, like I said, they live close by. And then you have Kate Moss stay down the street or whatever. Okay. Now Beyonce has officially entered the billionaire ranking according to Forbes. She hit the list, only the fifth musician in history to achieve this. Let's see who I was on there. She had, let's see. So you had Jay Z was on there, Tyler Perry. I mean, oh, Lord, get back, Tyler Perry. Jay Z, I sue you. Jay Z, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, and Bruce Springsteen. So those were the musicians that actually made it. Beyonce became the fifth. Ain't that something right behind? Ain't that something? Dang. Rihanna beat you, girl. Rihanna said, "You could do what you want. You could sing better than me, but baby, I'm gonna out dance you. I'm gonna out make up you. I'm gonna out put clothes on." Okay. Now, a major drive of Beyonce's ascent to the billionaire status has been her control, her strategic control over her music and her touring empire. After, founding Parkwood Entertainment back in 2010, she maintained ownership of her catalog and productions, enabling her, to capture a larger scale of the profits from blockbuster tours and the visual projects that she push out. Forbes reported that back in 2023, Renaissance, the world tour had grossed nearly like 600 million, while her pivot into country music with Cowboy Carter in 2024 helped fuel the gross her highest grossing tour 2025, grossing more than 400 million in ticket sales and around 50 million in merchandise, right? That's a lot of money. Now, Forbes estimates that in 2025 alone, Beyonce earned roughly around 148 million before taxes. This pushed her among, the highest paid musicians in the world. 148 million before taxes. Mm, 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 mm. Now beyond I wonder how much that would be in taxes. Because if the taxes are going down for the people with the most money and going up for the people with the least money, then what? 148. So what she paid about $5, $6? Because if you made $5 or $6 in one year, your taxes is that whole $5, $6. But she made 148 million. So they're probably gonna charge her about 10, $20 for taxes. So yeah, that's about right. Remember, because they want to charge everybody on the same plateau. So if you make $5 and you make 5 million, y'all both made the same amount of money. So if your $5 is taxed at 50% and my 5 million is taxed at 50%, we are still equal. You got your 2,050 cents, I got my 2 million and half. But whatever. That's how y'all want the government to run. So that's just what it's gonna do, right? This is what happened when you cut your nose to spite your face. You know what I'm saying? It always get this way. It's always that way. But moving on, beyond touring revenue, her wealth, is bolstered by her long-term earnings from her music catalog and careful, she was very careful with how she branded herself over the years, right? So, this includes the Creed line she has, and she got the whiskey brand, Sir Davis. I have never tried Sir Davis at all. Um, Now her past project like Ivy Park, that phased out. It came in and went. I think only celebrities bought this. They didn't even buy it. It was gifted to them. Who the hell bought that? I've never seen anybody in my real life walk around wearing Ivy Park. I've never seen it. And it ain't like I've been looking for it, but I don't be looking for Gucci or Louis either, but I see it. I don't think I ever seen, especially with those colorful, like what was it, like orange and red, orange, like the Adidas style. I ain't never seen nobody wearing it. I just seen people with, man, I seen a couple pictures. I didn't, I, I never seen anybody put the stuff on. I thought it was all for show. I'm serious. I really did. I thought it was all for show. But it is what it is. It's just another money grab. Y'all just keep y'all head on the swivel. Oh, oh, oh! If you could just go on and hit the follow button. I'm trying to get my following up. I want to get monetized eventually. You know what I'm saying? I ain't asking y'all for no money, but I would love to get monetized eventually. So go ahead on and click that follow button while I move on over here to James Harden. Y'all know that's my favorite NBA player. Hold on. Now let me get on over here to one of my favorite NBA players. Now I hate when these hoes be lying. And I'm calling her a hoe because I don't know her name particularly. Anyway, nah, I'm just kidding. James Harden's girlfriend claims he's not supportive of their newborn baby. You know, they got a little boy. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but NBA superstar James Harden is facing public scrutiny, criticism, and downright mean comments after his girlfriend Paige, a model from Detroit, accused him of, you know, failing to step up for their newborn son. Now, in a series of emotional statements shared online, because you know that's where we got to go, Paige claimed that Harden has not been present or supportive since the birth of their child. Her comments quickly went viral, sparking debate across social media about responsibility, fatherhood, and accountability. She posted and said, and I quote, I don't like bringing things to the internet, but I'm done protecting an image that doesn't reflect the reality. You've known since day one, and you are just as responsible as I am. I stayed quiet because I wanted to handle this the mature way. But the only way, well, she said, oh, but that only works when both people are acting like adults. Being the bigger person doesn't mean carrying everything alone. It's time for you to step up and take care of your son. That's what the girl said. Then she posted a picture with the little boy and James. Well, not together, but you know. And then she posted a picture of her. So she posted a picture of her doing her baby shoot by herself. Then she posted a picture of the baby. You know how they have the cute babies and they be in a bucket or whatever. I'm not gonna share a picture of the baby because I just don't want to do that. But it's a side picture with the baby on one side and split. James on one. Looked like I don't know, he could have been at the club in this picture. It looked like it was just taken off his profile. Anyway, so yeah, we're already starting to see a bad line. Girl, he wasn't even there at the baby shower. Let's stop. Let's just stop. Okay. Paige did not hold back in her message. She directly called out Harding, saying that parenting is a shared responsibility and that she shouldn't have to be the one carrying everything on her own. I get it. We get it, right? Okay. Now, she also suggests that Harden hasn't been providing adequately, you know, no money since the baby's birth. Though she did not go into specifics about the money, right? She ain't go all into detail, talking about all the cash or whatever. But she did post pictures of, how he used to gift her, bags and clothes and shoes and go out and have fun in the world and, all the good stuff, the Mew Mews and all that other stuff. She's like, oh, I'm so in love. Now, according to Paige, she recently gave birth to his son. As of now, Horton has not publicly acknowledged the child or, claimed any type of responsibilities for the kid. There has been no court filing as well, and no paternity determination has been announced. At this stage, the allegations remain what Paige claimed is that that's the baby daddy. But Harden hasn't acknowledged it, said anything. I don't. He just moving along. Now she's been posting a lot of pictures of her and Harden. When they were having their fun times and going out shopping and all that. So yeah, it's all fun and games until the baby come in. Now, as expected, the internet has plenty to say. Now, some users express sympathy for Paige, saying no mother should feel abandoned while caring for a newborn. Others urge caution, reminding people that only one side of the story has been shared publicly. I don't know what that means, but still, many point out that public silence on Harden is fueling speculation. Now, James Harden has not issued a statement or responded on social media regarding Paige's claims. Now, the NBA star is known for keeping his personal life private, especially when it comes to relationships and family matters. Now, I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree with that. Because I have this here little video. Hold on one second. Take a look. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me put y'all down. One more time. Yep. 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 So I find it hard to believe that he's known for keeping his personal life private. Cause that young man, that guy who was holding the camera, he came out as gay. You know, he said he had been living a DL life for many years, messed with NBA players, all kind of people. But he is now openly, hey, look, I'm bi, I'm gay, I do it all, right? Now, let's see what's next. Now, if Page decides to pursue legal action, the situation could, quickly move from social media to the courtroom. But for now, the issue is playing out in public opinion, of course, with fans watching closely to see if Harden responds or, if he just go ahead on and take care of whatever needs to be taken care of so she can shut the hell up. Now y'all know I'm gonna keep monitoring this because I want to see what's going on. I want to see if he addressed it. I want to see if she shut up. I want to see if they move forward. But it seems like he done moved on. You got the baby. He's ready to move on now. You have worn out your welcome. Or he done worn out your welcome? I don't know. How does that work, right? Like soon as the baby come, the man wanna leave? Like why you wanna wait till the baby come to leave? That just makes no sense to me. I guess it was all fun and games. You know what? Because children are real responsibility. And a lot of men, not all, because I'm not gonna generalize, but some men, they not here for that long time. Just a good time. No, we not. That's why I could respect King, right? He and not in so many words, but he's telling Quark he doesn't want to have a kid. She's just not listening. You understand what I'm saying? You're just not listening. Just because you have a good old time with a man, don't mean you need to have a baby with him. Just have a good old time. You get what I'm saying? You had 2, 3 years with this man. Just think about if you would have had a baby with every man that you fell in love with or thought you might have fell in love with. Even for that man you met for that day. I don't know. How many kids would you have? That's like when I see girls who got like 8, 9 kids, and it's like, dang, you really fall, don't you? But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong to fall in love. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying you gotta have some discretion with your poo nana. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't meant to plant a seed to fertilize. You get what I'm saying? You can't plant trees everywhere you go. Because some areas, this tree might not work. You get what I'm saying? You can't take a Chinese tree and plant it in Hawaii and expect for it to just grow. You got to know that the plant you taking from China can adapt and change and go with this. You get what I'm saying? You can't take a tree from the Himalayas, the cold Himalayas, and put it in the Sahara Desert. It's gonna be a straight shot. So all I'm saying is every man that you meet or every woman that you meet, you don't need to have a baby with. Sometimes it's okay to just have a freak off and go. You don't have to have a freak off with off. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to just keep going. And somebody else who I respect because they keep going. No matter how much y'all, no matter how much y'all talk about this man, he keeps going. You gotta appreciate it. You know? And if you okay. So let me tell y'all why Damon Dash company sold for $100 and why no one ever tried to outbid it, right? At first glance, it makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. But like, why would Damon Dash Production Company, which owns films starring Cameron, Stacey Dash, sell at a public auction for just $100? Why didn't anyone show up and at least bid $1,000, $10,000, but $100? And the answer comes down to one thing: a massive lien that scared off every real buyer. Yeah, right. The debt is that serious, right? With a prominent bankruptcy attorney Okay, so a prominent bankruptcy attorney had broke this down step by step. Y'all ready? Okay, grab your seat. Let me get. Mm. Okay, now the winning bidder. Okay, his name is Michael Montesser. Already held a $973,000 lien against Dame Dash's production company, Poppington LLC. That lien came from defamation lawsuit that Dame had lost, right? That single factor changed everything because um Michael Montesser, we're going Montesser, okay. Because Montesser was already owed nearly $1 million, any money raised at auction would go straight to him, not to Dame Dash, right? So here's the key part most people miss. If a random buyer showed up to bid $10,000, right? Monster could simply bid 10,000 and want $100. And here is the kicker. He would not have to pay real money out of pocket. The auction proceeds were already owed to him because of his lien. So bidding higher cost him nothing. Meanwhile, any outside bidder would have to put up actual cash, knowing they would immediately be outbidded by someone who had no financial downside, right? So the attorney basically said this here: to win that auction, you would have to bid more than that of the lien. That means more than the $973,000. Once potential buyers realized that, there was no incentive to participate. No one is going to waste time bidding 20, 50, $200,000 when they know another bidder will instantly, you know, top them without blinking. So buyers stayed home. With no competition, the auction defaulted to the starting bid, which was $100. And then he won the company for $150. Well, $100.50. Secured assets tied to his, existing claim, and everyone else walked away. So the bottom line, this was not about the company being worthless. It was about math, leverage, and legal positioning. Once a lien that large exists, it effectively freezes out the market. The auction was public, but the outcome was particularly predetermined. This is how a production company with real films and recognized names end up selling for, less than a dinner plate. So the guy played it smart, right? I mean, at the end of the day, he's gonna win. He done bought the company. He can do whatever he want with it. Open, move forward with it. Push out more movies under that name. Sell off some stuff. Maybe get some royalties. I mean, oh goodness gracious. Oh dang. Now y'all know 50 Cent could not wait to take a jab at Dame Dash after it was revealed that his company had sold for a shocking low price at auction. Now, according to the New York Post. Y'all know, like I just said, the Pendleton Poppington LLC was auctioned off and it was sold for $100.50. So $100.50. Why? That's so strange. And 50 cents. 150 cents. $100.50. The sale was intended to help cover the nearly $1 million in debt that Dash reportedly owed, like I said, for the defamation suit. Now when 50 caught wind of the outcome, he reached out on Instagram, with his soul, and he said, "Damn, $1." He popped. They took his whole shit. When I first got on, he said a meal wasn't enough. Mm. Now the Post reported that only one bidder participated in the auction. The winning bidder was a filmmaker, is also one of the creditors, with Dame owed the 973,000 to. And so yeah, the bidder described the purchase as intentional, saying it was a jab after years of unresolved legal battles. He went on to say, "I think he's a fool," talking about Dame Dash and his ego, as he was saying that that his ego has fueled the ongoing conflict. He's just a problem, he said. This is the bitter saying about Dame Dash. The assets sold reportedly includes, Dame's film Honor Up, which starred his cousin Dame Stacey Dash, Cameron, and himself. And then they have some other documentaries that he also had in his in the vault. Now Dash is he filed for bankruptcy back in 2025 September, claiming, limited access while facing all this legal debt. So, I mean, hopefully this kind of clears up some of the stuff that he got going on. I don't know, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I just don't. My bad. I had to write that on out of there. But yeah, that's a lot of money to be on somebody. $1 million, and then it was like defamation. I wonder what he said about the man. I didn't care enough to go and look into it. But yeah, and y'all already knew 50 was gonna come at him because why not? Did y'all see that they trying to do that expose on Mary from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? I'm considering watching it, but then I really don't want to watch it, right? Because if you want to be in a cult, go and be in a cult. It's a lot of cults around here. But it seems like whenever it's black, they want to do exposés and all this other stuff. I don't really care, to be honest with you. If you let a preacher or anybody get up in front of you and talk crazy, disrespectful, and all kind of stuff, then that's just you. If you want to give your money to somebody so that they could be in a new Bentley or Rolls Royce or whatever, that's that. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I remember somebody said, and this is just what somebody said. It was like, you know what happened when the first con man met the first fool? And I said, well, the first con man met the first fool. What happened? He said religion. I said, oh snap. If you struggle with clean parts while doing your hair, I'm developing True Hair Part, a self-parting hair tool designed for precision, control, and stress-free styling at home. Updates coming soon. Now back to the story.